I don't know what I hooked up to, but it is not small. Come on, be a big walleye. Yep, it's a big walleye. Nice. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. I got bit. I had a bite earlier and I lost it, but this one I got. There we go. It's a nice eater. Heck yeah, I haven't been here like 10 minutes and already had a bite. That's a good sign. And he chowed that one. I think I found the seam that they've been hanging in, so that's a good sign. It's probably a 20-incher, I'd say. Looks like she's all spawned out. Kind of has that line under her belly, and good start to the day. Oh, she chowed that. Come on. Good start. There we go. That's gonna be another nice one, I think. Definitely a walleye. Let's be a nice one. Oh yeah, perfect with the eater too. Oh, that's not a good situation. That one's a little chunkier. That one's a little fatter. That's probably a nice 18-incher. Put it over back. That was a pretty good start to the afternoon. Well, it took me a few casts to find out where they're hitting, but once we found them, it's been pretty dang good. So a lot of times I can tell how deep it is in the river, judging by my leader I'm using. I got a fluoro leader, and I tie it to the braid here. It's high vis, so I can see where my knot is. And it's about a 6-foot leader I got on. You can vary it, but a lot of times I like using that in the river is so I can tell how deep it is just right offshore. And I actually found this little drop off. I'm assuming it's like that out there too, where my knot's touching the surface of the water and I'm touching bottom with my jig. So I know that it's 6 foot right there. So a lot of times I do it just to be invisible for the line situation, even though it's not so much needed here with how murky it is. But a lot of times I use it just to know my depths, judging by my leader and where my knot is on the surface. So not only is your fluoro good for keeping line invisible for the fish, but judging depths. So that's kind of a little tip I use when fishing the river a lot. And I'm just using an 1/8 ounce jig, and it's actually gold. Normally I use pink or chartreuse on the river, but it seems to be doing the trick today. A lot of times when it's sunny out, I do like that gold, and it is a little clearer for this time of year. I think it's because there's not a lot of runoff, so it's working so far. They are absolutely hammering this jig. Ooh, that is not small. I just saw it. I think it's a big walleye. Like really big. Yep, that's a big one. Not sure how big, but it is going to be nice. I don't have it hooked up very well. That's a nice fish. Oh boy, that's a big one. That is a big walleye. Settle down, chip. Oh. Yep, that's a pig. There we go. Nice. Keep them in the water for a little bit till I get my camera situated. No, it's not quite that big. I'd say probably 27, 28. All right, put her back. Yeah. There's another one. Yeah, this one's a little smaller, I think. Eh, maybe not. I can't tell. Seen right away that it was small. Nope, good eater. A little too big to bowl flip, probably. It's a good eater. There you go. I think the spawn's going on in this particular river right now. I am getting some post spawn ones, but I think that's why they're pushing up and eating a lot. It's been a weird spring. I thought the spawn was going to happen pretty early this year, and then it ended up getting real cold and stuff iced back up. But I think now the temps have been finally stable and the fish kind of know what to do, and they're finally making a little bit of a push. A lot of times if you find a few fish on a particular current seam, you usually just keep stacking up, and I've definitely found kind of the sweet spot. I don't know if you can quite see it with the GoPro, but it's just swirling right there, and then it's all just still water right here to my right, and they're just hanging out there and eating away. I've caught them on a minnow. I'm gonna just try pitching some twister tails and paddle tails and see if we can't get some reaction bites. There's a fish. It is fun when they hit a paddle tail, or a twister tail in this case. I do like using a jig and minnow, but nothing beats that surprise bite. There we go. Man, they're just absolutely hammering it. That's a good eater. right there. That one must have fallen out of that log. Geez, that's a skinny one. Kind of all sizes today. A lot of those, you know, your 13s to 14s, and kind of skipping the age class of like 15s to 17s, and then I've got a few that have been in that like 19, 20-ish, and then obviously that big girl. But so it's always nice to see different age classes in the river. One thing I really like to do too when I'm fishing, I do like switching it up when I'm on fish. I know a lot of times if you're catching fish, you just want to keep hammering on them, but when I know there's a bunch of fish right here, I want to try different things and different presentations and see if I can't get them to bite on different things. And you never know, a lot of times that's how you find a new technique of catching fish. You just stay complacent using the same old things. You're never really making yourself a better angler. So like I said, a lot of times if I know there is a ton of fish, I like to use different things. There's a fish right out in front. That looks like a decent eater again. Oh yeah. It's probably a good 16-incher. Always love when they hit right at your feet and not right away on your casts. Gets the heart going a little bit. Geez, that one hit it right away as I cast it. Kinda got me off surprise a little bit. Jeez. There's a bunch of eaters now. I don't know where the big girls are at. It's been probably about an hour since I've caught that big one. But it is almost like every other cast I'm either getting hit or catching one. So they are definitely active. Finally got a few days off from work where I could string together a couple nice days, and the fish are finally starting to act like fish again and not just being so finicky. Well, I caught a frog, and we'll see if one won't hit that. A lot of times these river walleyes love frogs, and I got hit right away. Just let him kind of take it for a little bit. There we go. They love their frogs. Oh, please keep going. Yes. Hit that instantly. I think it was like the second cast I had with this frog, and smoked it. Oh! I don't know if I have my GoPro on, but I literally just dropped my jig just right down here at my feet, and this pike just smoked it. Oh. Hope he's just been waiting for all the ones I've been catching this dog. Oh, that was a graceful release. Never had that happen before, where I just dropped my jig right down my feet and had a bite. That's wild. All I'm using is a 6'6" medium extra fast. It's actually a Shields 1 rod, and I think it's about 5 years old. But a lot of times with the river, I like using a shorter rod, nothing over about 6'8". Most times I like doing that is because it's close quarter fishing. I might be flipping or just making short casts and more precise. A lot of times I like using a longer rod on the lakes because you're getting extra distance, it seems like, when you're casting. A lot of times too, this is a really sensitive rod too, which is nice because a lot of times when you're river fishing, there's sticks and, you know, rocks that you got to get over, so I can kind of feel those and just jump it over them. You really don't want to fish too fast when you're using just a jig and a minnow in the river. You just slowly work it back to you. And a lot of times what I like to use is like a 1/8 ounce jig too, nothing too heavy, because you want that current to kind of sweep it into the still water, and that's where a lot of times those walleyes are waiting. So 1/8 ounce jig, 6'6" rod, extra fast tip. Can't beat that combo in the river for fishing a live minnow on a jig. There we go. Tried using a paddle tail for a while and it wasn't quite working, so I switched back to a jig and minnow. Looks like the water actually kind of got a little dirtier. I know they open up the gates a little bit, so maybe that's finally starting to get that come down here now. And
like that?
well, thank you for watching the video. It was a phenomenal day on the water. I actually had my boat ready to go and I was going to go out in that, but some of the axes were pretty bad because of the wind. It was gusting up to like 30, 35, 40, and I just couldn't find any lakes to launch in, so I decided to hit the river, and it paid off. I ended up catching a ton of fish. I didn't edit them all into the video, and then it was nice to get that one big one. So things are finally starting to straighten out. Like I said, the weather's finally starting to cooperate and the fish are starting to bite. So hopefully the next few weeks the weather stays stable and the fish keep biting, and I can bring you guys some more videos. So thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. Bye.